Stoicism vs Epicureanism. Ancient rivals for a happy life. Welcome back, seekers of wisdom, to our journey through the history of thought. Today we explore two giants of Hellenistic philosophy. Imagine a world rocked by the collapse of Alexander the Great's empire. Uncertainty reigning supreme. How could one find peace in such turbulent times? Out of this chaos emerged compelling new schools of thought, offering practical paths to tranquility. Two of the most influential were Stoicism and Epicureanism. These weren't just abstract theories. They were complete ways of life. They provided blueprints for navigating hardship and finding fulfillment. While often seen as rivals, both schools shared a common goal: achieving eudaimonia, or human flourishing. Their proposed methods, however, differed dramatically. Let's journey back to ancient Greece and uncover these contrasting philosophies. We'll explore their origins, core tenets, and enduring relevance. First, we turn our attention to Epicurus. Born on the island of Samos around 341 BCE, he founded his school, known as the Garden in Athens. Epicurus proposed a radical idea for his time. The ultimate goal of life is pleasure, but this wasn't the hedonism many assumed it to be. Epicurean pleasure, or hedon, focused on the absence of pain and mental turmoil. It emphasized simple, natural joys over fleeting, intense sensations. He distinguished between different types of desires: natural and necessary, natural but unnecessary, and vain. Satisfying the first category was key to happiness. Central to Epicureanism was achieving ataraxia, a state of serene calmness, free from fear and anxiety. This tranquility was the highest form of pleasure. Another crucial goal was aponia, the absence of bodily pain. Both physical comfort and mental peace were essential components. Epicurus based his physics on atomism, borrowed from Democritus. He believed everything, including the soul, was made of atoms in constant motion. This atomic view had profound ethical implications. If the soul disperses at death, there's no need to fear divine punishment or an afterlife. Fear of the gods and fear of death were seen as major sources of human anxiety. Epicurus sought to liberate people from these paralyzing fears. He argued the gods existed but were blissful and detached, uninterested in human affairs. Therefore, seeking their favor or fearing their wrath was pointless. Death, Epicurus famously argued, is nothing to us. When we exist, death is not present, and when death is present, we do not exist. So, what constituted the good Epicurean life? It involved simple pleasures, like good food, safety, and health. Friendship was incredibly highly valued in Epicureanism. Epicurus considered it one of life's greatest joys and sources of security. Unlike many other schools, Epicureans generally advocated withdrawal from public life. Politics and ambition were seen as sources of stress and frustration. The garden was a community where like-minded individuals lived together, cultivating friendship and philosophical discussion. It was a refuge from the chaotic outside world. Misinterpretations quickly arose, painting Epicureans as self-indulgent hedonists. Critics focused on the pleasure principle without understanding its nuances. In reality, Epicureanism promoted moderation and prudence. Reckless indulgence often leads to pain later, undermining the goal of lasting tranquility. Think of simple joys: enjoying a conversation with a friend, a walk in nature, feeling safe and healthy. These were the cornerstones of Epicurean happiness. Their focus was on minimizing pain and maximizing stable, peaceful pleasure. It was a philosophy of contentment rather than ecstatic highs. The Epicurean motto could be summed up as live unnoticed. Find joy in the small, sustainable pleasures of a quiet life. Now, Let's shift our focus to the rival school that emerged around the same time. Stoicism. Its founder was Zeno of Citium. Zeno, a merchant, likely shipwrecked near Athens around 300 BCE, began teaching at the Stoa Poikile, or painted porch. This location gave the school its name. Stoicism offered a starkly different path to eudaimonia. It emphasized virtue, reason, and living in accordance with nature. For the Stoics, the only true good was virtue. Everything else, health, wealth, reputation, even life itself, was considered an indifferent. Difference weren't necessarily unimportant, but they had no bearing on one's moral worth or true happiness. They were categorized as preferred or dispreferred. Health is preferable to sickness, wealth to poverty, but possessing them doesn't make you a better person. Lacking them doesn't make you morally worse. The key was how one responded to these externals. Stoic wisdom lay in focusing only on what is within our control, our judgments, intentions, and actions. This is the famous Stoic dichotomy of control. We should accept what we cannot control with equanimity and act virtuously within our sphere of influence. Living in accordance with nature meant aligning oneself with the rational order of the universe, the logos. It meant using our reason to understand our place and duties. The ideal state for a Stoic was apatheia, often translated as apathy, but better understood as freedom from disturbing passions. It meant emotional resilience, not numbness. Unlike Epicureans who sought to avoid pain, Stoics aimed to become resilient to it. They believed hardship could be used as a tool for character development. Stoicism fostered a strong sense of duty and social engagement. Individuals were seen as part of a larger cosmic city interconnected with all humanity. Key Stoic figures expanded and popularized the philosophy. Seneca, a statesman and playwright, wrote extensively on practical ethics. Epictetus, a former slave, emphasized the power of inner freedom regardless of external circumstances. His teachings were recorded by his student Arrian. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, wrote his meditations, personal reflections on applying Stoic principles to leadership and life's challenges. It remains a classic. Stoics developed practical exercises to cultivate resilience and virtue. One was premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. This involved contemplating potential misfortunes, loss, failure, death, not to be morbid, but to mentally prepare, appreciate what one has. It reduces shock when adversity strikes. Another practice was mindful self-reflection, often done in the evening. Reviewing one's actions and judgments helped align behavior with principles. So, let's directly compare these two powerful philosophies. How did they differ on key life issues? On pleasure, Epicureans saw it, specifically tranquility, as the goal. Stoics saw virtue as the goal, with joy being a byproduct. On pain, Epicureans sought to minimize and avoid it. Stoics aimed to endure it virtuously, seeing it as indifferent. On death, Epicureans argued it's nothing to us to eliminate fear. Stoics accepted it as natural and inevitable, focusing on living virtuously until it arrives. On the gods, Epicureans believed in detached gods, irrelevant to human life. Stoics believed in a divine, rational principle, logos, pervading the universe, sometimes identified with Zeus or nature. On fate, Epicureans emphasized atomic swerves, allowing for some free will. Stoics generally accepted determinism or fate, but stressed our freedom lies in our response. On social engagement, Epicureans generally advocated withdrawal, live unnoticed. Stoics emphasized duty, participation, and cosmopolitanism. Epicureanism offers a path of serene detachment and enjoyment of simple pleasures. It prioritizes personal peace and close friendships. Stoicism offers a path of resilient virtue and rational acceptance. It prioritizes inner character and fulfilling one's duties. One seeks tranquility by minimizing disturbance from the outside world. The other seeks resilience by strengthening the inner citadel. Both schools provided profound answers to the question of how to live a meaningful life. They offered practical tools, not just abstract ideas. Their influence echoed through Roman times and beyond. Stoicism, in particular, deeply impacted Christian thought and later European philosophy. Epicurean ideas saw revivals during the Renaissance and Enlightenment. Thinkers were drawn to its naturalism and focus on empirical observation. Today, elements of both philosophies resonate strongly. Stoicism enjoys immense popularity in modern self-help and psychology. Concepts like the dichotomy of control and cognitive reframing have found new life. They offer tools for managing stress in our complex world. Epicureanism reminds us of the value of simple pleasures, friendship, and freedom from anxiety. It cautions against the endless pursuit of wealth and status. Which path resonates more with you? The quiet garden or the resilient porch? Perhaps the most valuable lesson is that ancient wisdom still speaks powerfully to modern challenges. Both schools offer timeless insights. They challenge us to define what a good life truly means. Is it freedom from pain or the strength to endure it virtuously? Understanding Stoicism and Epicureanism enriches our own quest for meaning. It provides alternative frameworks for navigating our lives. From the bustling markets where Zeno taught to the tranquil garden of Epicurus, these philosophies emerged from real human needs. They addressed fear, desire, loss, and the search for happiness. They represent two distinct temperaments, two different approaches to achieving peace of mind. One inward-looking, the other world-engaging, but internally fortified. Consider the Epicurean focus on stable, long-term pleasure versus fleeting gratification. How relevant is that distinction today? Consider the Stoic emphasis on distinguishing what we can control from what we cannot. How might that reduce anxiety in our daily lives? Both schools valued reason, though they applied it differently. Epicurus used it to dispel fear. Zeno used it to align with cosmic nature. The debate wasn't just academic. It was about the art of living. How should one conduct oneself daily to achieve fulfillment? Epicurus might advise finding joy in simple meals and conversations with loved ones. Avoid unnecessary stress and ambition. Stoic might advise facing challenges head-on, focusing on your response rather than the outcome. Fulfill your duties with integrity. These aren't mutually exclusive choices in every detail. One can appreciate simple pleasures while cultivating inner resilience. But their core orientations provide distinct frameworks. One prioritizes tranquility through calculated withdrawal and moderation. The other prioritizes virtue through rational engagement and acceptance of hardship. Inner peace comes from moral integrity. Think about modern mindfulness practices. They share DNA with both schools. Epicurean attention to present sensation, Stoic awareness of judgments. Consider cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT. Its roots are deeply intertwined with Stoic principles of examining and modifying our beliefs. The Epicurean emphasis on friendship finds echoes in modern research on social connection and well-being. Community is vital. The Stoic call to cosmopolitanism, seeing oneself as a citizen of the world, remains a powerful ideal. It promotes empathy and shared responsibility. These ancient Greeks were grappling with universal human questions. Their insights transcend time and culture. They remind us that philosophy isn't just for academics. It's a practical guide for living a better, more examined life. Epicureanism asks, what truly brings lasting pleasure and peace? How can we structure our lives to minimize pain and fear? Stoicism asks, what is truly good? How can we live with virtue and integrity, regardless of external circumstances? Both encourage self-sufficiency, though of different kinds. Epicurean self-sufficiency is about needing little. Stoic self-sufficiency is about inner resilience. Imagine Epicurus advising someone stressed by work. Simplify your needs, value your friendships, avoid pointless status games, find contentment. Imagine Seneca advising the same person. Focus on doing your job virtuously, accept frustrations you can't control. Remember your inner freedom. The enduring appeal lies in their practicality. They offer concrete strategies for dealing with life's inevitable difficulties. They challenge consumer culture's promise of happiness through acquisition. Both schools point towards inner resources. Whether you lean towards the garden or the Stoa, exploring these philosophies can illuminate your own values. What does a flourishing life look like for you? They force us to confront difficult truths about mortality, uncertainty, and the limits of our control. Facing these can be liberating. The legacy of Stoicism and Epicureanism is a testament to their power. They offered compelling visions of human potential. They shaped Western thought for centuries, and their resurgence today suggests they still have much to teach us. Ancient wisdom for modern minds. We've journeyed through two contrasting yet equally profound paths to the good life, both born from a desire for peace in a troubled world. From Epicurus's tranquil garden to Zeno's painted porch, the quest for happiness took different forms. Each offers valuable perspectives. Understanding their arguments helps us clarify our own approach to life's challenges. It equips us with mental tools forged in antiquity. Which philosophy speaks more to your experience? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining this exploration of Stoicism versus Epicureanism. We hope it provided food for thought. If you found this journey insightful, please consider supporting the channel. Your engagement helps us create more content like this. Reflect on which principles resonate most with your own life. Perhaps a blend of both offers the most balanced approach. These philosophies remind us that the pursuit of wisdom is a timeless endeavor. Keep questioning, keep learning. In summary, Epicureanism seeks tranquility through simple pleasures and freedom from fear. Stoicism seeks virtue through reason and acceptance of what we can't control. Two ancient rivals, offering distinct yet powerful blueprints for navigating existence. Their wisdom continues to echo through the ages. Did you enjoy this deep dive into ancient philosophy? What other philosophical clashes should we explore next? Let us know your thoughts and suggestions. We love hearing from our community of wisdom seekers. Don't forget to like this video if you found it valuable, and subscribe for more journeys into philosophy and history. Share this video with fellow thinkers